What's up, everybody? This is Kasim, and yeah, it's been around half a year or so since last I posted a video, maybe 7 months now. I'll get to the reason on that sometime in the near future. For right now, I'm gonna be something I haven't done yet, and that's a video game review, and hopefully this goes well. I really don't know. Well, I figure since I'm a fan of Macross, I'll go ahead and just do one of a Macross game. Actually, in particularly, one of the first Macross games I got to play, and that game is Super Spacefortress Macross. This game is actually based off the Macross movie, which is called Macross Do You Remember Love? Get a chance, check that out. It's done very well. The music is great. Voice acting was done well. Everything was really, really good about it. So definitely check that out. And you'll understand more of the references between the game and the movie itself. Now, the game is an arcade game. It came out in 1992. I didn't play it until around 1995 at the Pac-Man Arcade, which is now defunct. There's like 7 stages to this game. It's a bird-sized shooter type of game, and it takes around maybe 30 minutes average to beat this game. Not a lot of stages, not a lot of time, but this is one of those games that requires a lot of quarters. If you see this arcade, you need a lot of quarters for this game. So, or if it takes one of those debit cards, whatever, like you find over at, you get like at round one, definitely load up on money. One of the major reasons why, and there's actually two, but the first one is it's a very difficult game. Now, this game, the controls are real simple. You have diagonal for movement, you have 2 buttons, one for shooting and one for bombs. Now, what you control in this game is something called a Valkyrie fighter. For those who aren't familiar with Macross, it looks like this. Well, the 16-bit version. And now, this Valkyrie fighter can transform, and the modes it goes into, the modes it transforms into, is these 3 modes right here: fighter, gear walk, Batroid. Hopefully, I'm pointing at the right ones. Really don't want to look. I'll check that out in the video next time. Now, how do you transform in this game? It's real simple. You use power ups. If you're gonna transform to the fighter mode, you get the F power up. If you want to transform to the gear walk mode, you get the G power up. If you want to transform to the Batroid mode, you get the B power up. Now, each mode you transform to has its own fighting capability. So, such as when you're in fighter mode, you have a spread gun, kind of like in Contra. When you're in the gear walk mode, you get this laser. It pretty much shoots through anything. So, if you have like something hiding behind the background, you're gonna, not in the background, but hiding behind something. They'll shoot through it to hit the enemy itself. Also, when you're in Batroid mode, that has homing missiles. So, you have something to the side or behind you, those missiles can go ahead and hit any of the enemy in those directions. And that comes in handy mainly for the fact that you can't shoot to the side or backwards, or not backwards, or behind you. So that that mode comes in handy for stuff like that. Now, other power ups that you do need. One of them, in particularly, is the P power up, which allows you to become stronger. So you'll notice when let's say you're in fighter mode, when you grab the P power up, your basically your bullets, whatever, will become bigger, but also your spread become wider too. So you just like you're becoming bigger, you're becoming stronger. It's the spread is wider. So you definitely need to get the P power up. Such as you in gear walk, your laser becomes not only stronger, but becomes wider too. So definitely get the P power up. The other power you need, which is for your bombs. So if you see this one floating around, grab it. You need it. Those bombs come in handy because the further down you go, the more you proceed in the game, the harder the stages become. And there's times where you need to use them where there's too much on the screen, or especially for boss battles, because each stage has a boss battle. Now, there's another power up. You really need this power up, which is very important. It's the best power up you can get technically, which is the armor power up. So if you see this floating around, this power up floating around, you need to grab it. It comes in handy for 2 reasons. Number one, it's the strongest mode you could be in. You grab this, you could be taking out the enemy left and right. Oh yeah, and for the enemy you're fighting, you're just like in the Macross movie, you're fighting against the Zentradi and the Meltrandi army. So you're gonna be you're going against not just their mecha that they're piloting, but you're also going against the battleships too. So this will make it a lot easier. Combining the armor with your bombs, you're basically unstoppable. Oh, I won't say you're basically you'll be very powerful. You're not completely unstoppable. Also, one of the major reasons you need to get the armor is that it's pretty much like having a shield too. So if you get hit, you won't die. Um, the armor will come off though and leave you vulnerable. Then if you get shot, then you'll die. Unfortunately, in this game, yeah, you die very easily. So you get hit by like ice, you die. You get hit by any missile, you die. They ram you, you die. Um, Anything hits you, you pretty much die. It's easy to die in this game. The only thing that you won't die from is the power ups. So definitely you need to get the armor. So you have so at least you'll be powerful and you'll have a shield. So always remember, power ups, get them. In particular, get your armor power up, which is very important. Get your bombs power up, very important. Now, one of the things you have to look for, they'd be hard to find from time to time, is the one up. You'll see it floating around. It looks just like this. It transforms too while it's floating around. So grab that. That'll help you out a great deal. So you keep on fighting. Just in case you die, you don't want to always have to put money in. So grab all your one ups as soon as you can. Now, other power ups you have in there are more for just points. The ones you'll see the most would be the UN Spacey logo. You'll see that it's like a little metal. So you'll see plenty of those to grab. One of the harder ones to see was going to be a Min May doll. So if you see the Min May doll floating around, you see the Min May doll on the screen, grab it, and there's some more points right there. Now, on another one, which is even harder, is the tuna head that's from the Macross television series. If you see that, that's a lot more points. So grab that, get your points, so you become number one, get your armor, so you be powerful, get your bombs, so you can blow up everything that's in your path. So those are the things you really gotta pay. Those are things you need to get in this game. Now, some of the things I love about this game is such as I'll say definitely the attention to detail when it comes to the mecha that's in the game. What you see in the Macross movie, you're definitely going to see in the game itself, which was great. So it's like you go against the Miltrandi army, and the mecha they're using, you're definitely fighting against that. The Zentradi army, same thing. Whatever they use that was in the movie, you're going to definitely see in this video game. So for your Macross fans, you're definitely gonna be You're definitely gonna be happy just going through that alone. And this is a button masher, so you're basically gonna be shooting a lot. So just if you're not used to button mashing, get used to it in this game. It's a lot of shooting. You're gonna be doing that most of the time. Now, one of the other things I love about this game is the background art. It's like even though it repeats itself for each stage, it still looks very nice. You can tell they paid attention to detail dealing with the Macross movie itself. So when you have like in the first stage, you're in the city that's in the SDF one itself. So what you have in the movie, such as the concert hall where Lin May was performing at, you have a concert hall there too. In the Macross movie, you have these big screens that it's like when they're showing inside the ship still early in the movie. You also have that in the video game. And when it comes to how when it comes to when they're back on Earth after it's been pretty much destroyed by the Zentradi army, the attention to, it's like a wasteland. And the attention to detail they have on that in the game for the background was done nice. You have like a destroyed battleship, and you have a bunch of craters everywhere from destruction. So I think they did very well on that, including when you're fighting above the SDF-1. That one, what you have in the movie, they don't go into like a lot of detail in that area. You get like clips here and there. You see them fighting it from one scene to another. In the game, you're flying over it. You're not going really fast over it, so you get to see the SDF-1 at a different angle. Definitely, it's like you're going above. You're pretty much flying above it. And the attention to detail they had in the game before the SDF-1 was done very, very well. Very impressive on it. Yeah, I'd say very, very impressive. One of the other things I love about this game also is some iconic moments they had that was in the Macross movie is in the video game, such as when Kakizaki when he dies. What you have here in the movie, and you also have here in the video game. You also have when one of the Zentradi warriors had crashed into the concert hall early on in the movie, and you have Lin Mei and Lin Kaifu running away from it. you have that also in the video game too, which was pretty cool. And also you get to fight against Bulldozer. Like it's in the movie, and Hikaru Ichijo, when he goes against him, it was it was real. It was fast. It was like he took him out real fast. It wasn't a lot of fight, a lot of like basically Bulldozer wasn't fighting back. So and also it's like you have like the screens that he was looking at when it's like he has Min-Mei singing. Those are there and everything too, which is cool, like in the movie. All that is in the video game too. So when you get to fight against him, well, he's gonna fight back. Unfortunately, using that weird tentacle hand or arm, whatever it was, he's fighting back with that. But you see Bedoza looks just like like the movie version, 16-bit movie version. When you see the ending, that was actually done. I'll say that was done pretty well when the Bedoza ship was pretty much being destroyed. Now, one of the other things I really love, was the cutscenes between stages. Mainly for that, there are animated cutscenes from Macross Do You Remember Love, but just in 16-bit form. Some animation here and there, not like a lot of animations. They're not long cutscenes, but they were done really well. And kind of wish that they made like a full length version of it, like for the Macross movie, just all 16-bit. So that, hopefully that happens one day. Shoji Kawamori, maybe you want to look into that. That'll be great for Macross fans. At least I think it'll be great. I want to see it personally. Now there's maybe 3 or 4, maybe just 3 major things that I did not like about this game. Number 1, too easy to die. Simple as that. You get hit by anything, you die. That's a pain in the butt. Basically, you're in expert mode in this game the entire time. So let's just say you got to load up on money in this game. Number 2, the background music and the sound effects. Unfortunately, that like the music and the background effects from Macross was not used in the game, well, except for like the very beginning. But besides that, it's basically non-existent. So the music, the sound effects and music they use. Here's a sample. The only way to get around that is putting on some Macross music. Now the third, this one was the one that this is the one that really pisses me off the most. Like I said earlier, you need to have a lot of quarters to beat this game. Mainly for the fact that it's not just difficulty, it's also for the fact that this game is just like Ghosts and Goblins. Those who play Ghosts and Goblins, you already know the difficulty of that game. But it goes beyond that. Just like Ghosts and Goblins, you gotta beat this game 2 times to get the full ending. Which sucks, but that's the way they made the game. So trust me, it's not gonna be easy, because when you beat the game the first time, you're like, oh, cool. But then you'll notice that it just kind of cuts off real fast and it starts the game again. And this time, the first stage is like kind of like you're playing almost on the somewhere on the maybe the 5th stage or so. It's way more difficult. It's like if you thought it was already at expert mode, now guess what? Now it's surpassed expert. It's like extreme expert mode. It's way too hard. So you need a lot of money to beat this game. Then you get the full ending, and unfortunately for the music that they used, the music sounds like the song "Do You Remember Love" that they're for the ending music, but it's in a MIDI form. So it's like you hear it, and after a while you'll easily get lost and like wondering, are they still doing it, or did it continue, or did it change to something else? So you have to pay close attention to the background music for that one. So it's like the animation part though, I think that was done well. I had no problems with that. It was just the music in the background, the music in the end for the ending credits. That part, that could have been way. They should have just used the song itself, which would have been way better. Well, besides that though, I would say it's still a good game. Very fun to play. Find an arcade, play with some friends. I think you'll like it a lot. For those who are fans, and I think those who aren't, let's say those who've just really never played a bird's eye shooter before, try this one out. I think you'll like it a lot. I guess that's it. If you like this video, like it, share with your friends, and until next time, later.